A very warm welcome to Parliamentary News. I am Vivian Idekbefo. Many thanks for joining us. We begin with the headlines. Senate moves to enact law to enhance Nigeria's atomic energy technology. National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies disseminates reports on political activities inclusivity in Nigeria. Plus, Election Petition Tribunal commences hearing of election petitions in Kebbi State. Now the news in full. A research on political parties' activities by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, in collaboration with the Westminster Foundation for Democracy, is making case before the National Assembly for more representation of women, youth, and people with disabilities in the public space. This was during the formal presentation of the report in Abuja. John Yaku has details.
The 18-month research appraised 18 political parties that participated in the 2023 general elections, with 12 states randomly selected across the 6 geopolitical zones. The findings revealed that political parties are inclusive only on paper but not in reality. The parties have no membership register for this group of people, and where members are included, they abandon their primary constituency to join a elitist group.
Now thinking of empowering the other women who help them there so that they garner the kind of strength that is required to multiply their participation in the party activities, you hardly find them again in the midst of others.
Partners on the research project speak on what informed the study.
The most populous country in Africa must therefore provide the needed leadership to other African countries on the merit of a democratic system that is inclusive, accommodative, and focused on the best interests of citizens rather than the interests and the egos of some few individuals.
The effort at advancing democracy is a continuum.
And democratic processes, this is very important. They are not only for the strong, for the loud, and the visible ones.
Going forward, recommendations target a legislation stipulating minimum number of women, youth, and people with disabilities, while INEC ensures mechanism for full implementation.
It is not enough that a political party submit the list of its registered members to INEC at least 30 days before the election, but also separately, please submit the list of persons living with disability.
Some of the political parties are trying their best. Some of them are very, very far. And we need to bring all of them to realize that importance.
Copies of the research were shared to all stakeholders at the event. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
The Senate is close to enacting a law that will reposition Nigeria's atomic energy technology, harness domestic talents, and development of indigenous capacity in science, technology, and innovation. The Senate Committee on Science and Technology convened a public hearing for input on the proposed law. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
The Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission Act was enacted in 1976. With daily advancement in nuclear science application across the world, overhaul of Nigeria's 46-year-old atomic energy law has become urgent. At this public hearing, the Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2022 evoked consciousness for a more positive application of nuclear technology in Nigeria.
To establish Nigerian Nuclear Waste Management Company to manage issues relating to radioactive. From the foregoing, it is clear that there is urgent need to repeal the Nigeria Atomic Energy Commission Act to be able to cater for the aforementioned purposes, among others.
The bill, when passed, is also expected to strengthen the Regulatory Commission, improve Nigeria's medical diagnosis, and build an institution for nuclear technology.
The lack of requisite legal framework is another challenge and has greatly slowed down our activities as a commission to be able to harness the potentials of atomic energy in a peaceful manner, both for power and non-power aspects.
The Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority has a different view of the bill.
In line with international accepted best practice and in accordance with IEA requirements should
address strictly aspects of promotion, development, and utilization of nuclear energy application for peaceful purposes for technological development in Nigeria.
The Nigeria Content in Programs, Technology and Innovation Establishment Bill 2023 was also presented to the public. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
And from Oyo State, at the resumed plenary of the Oyo State House of Assembly, the Forestry Amendment Bill 2022 passed for third reading. Correspondent Oyeyinka Omole reports on the proceedings of the House.
Mr. Speaker! Opening the floor of the House for deliberations at the plenary was the presentation of reports of the Joint Committee on Environment and Ecology and Agriculture and Rural Development that considered the Forestry Further Amendment Bill 2022. The committee was co-chaired by Honorable Peter Ojedokun and Honorable Olusola Owolabi. They presented the report before the House. The House constituted itself into Committee of the Whole House for clause-by-clause consideration of the bill before it was passed into law. In the meantime, the Oyo State House of Assembly Commission was led by its chairman, Abdulwasi Musa, to the floor of the House to present 2021 annual report of the Commission. While moving for the adjournment of plenary to Tuesday, 2nd May 2023, the Speaker, Adepo Ogundoyin, appreciated his deputy, the lawmakers, and all workers in the House of Assembly for standing by him during the demise and final burial of his mother, Chief Justina Ogundoyin, recently in Ibadan. Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
In Kano State, the government has commenced moves to reclaim its own share of debit from excess crude account and petroleum product tax and royalties account from 2009 to 2015. This is contained in a correspondence from the executive arm to the Kano State House of Assembly, which was deliberated on the floor of the House. Samira Hamisu Shira reports.
Plenary commenced with welcoming the members back to the hallowed chamber, alongside congratulating those that emerged victorious in the last polls, while commiserating with those that lost the ticket. Thereon, Speaker Hamisu Ibrahim Chidari dwelled on the long list of executive correspondence seeking the attention of the lawmakers.
Request for approval to reclaim balance of unauthorized debits from the excess crude account ECA, petroleum product tax PPT, and royalties account from 2009 to 2015. I am pleased to inform the Honorable House that during its sitting on 2nd April 2023, the State Executive Council has deliberated and approved to reclaim balance of unauthorized debit from the excess crude account, petroleum product tax, and royalties account from the year 2009 to 2015. It is in view of the above development that I wish to submit the necessary document to the Extreme House for requested resolution for the benefit of the state government.
As provided in Order 5 Rule 2B of the Kano Assembly House Standing Rules, the request was deliberated and approved by the lawmakers. Funds when acquired are expected to be used in completing various infrastructure projects initiated by the Ganduje administration, alongside socio-economic interventions. From the Kano State House of Assembly, Samira Hamisu Shira, NTA News.
The 2023 Election Petition Tribunal in Kebbi State has commenced hearing of petitions of aggrieved parties in the 2023 general elections in the state. Correspondent Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa has details.
The Election Petition Tribunal in Kebbi State has 120 days to preside and deliver judgment on matters presented before it. In view of this, the tribunal in Kebbi State has commenced with the petition filed by counsel to Muhammad Bala Usman of PDP challenging the outcome of election in Yauri, Shanga and Ingaski federal constituency, which had Yusuf Tanko Sononu of APC declared winner by INEC. Muhammad Bala Usman of People's Democratic Party (PDP) as petitioner filed a case against Yusuf Tanko Sonunu as first respondent, All Progressive Congress (APC) as second respondent, and then Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) as third respondent. The tribunal, under the chairmanship of Justice Margaret Opara, adjourned the matter to Friday, 28 April for continuation of hearing following an application moved by the petitioners requesting that they put their house in order. In Birnin Kebbi, Abdul Muhammad Bawa, NTA News.
And from Kenya comes the report that the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto, has called on the Pan-African Parliament to be the continent's standard bearer on issues affecting African citizens, intra-African trade, climate change, democracy, and good governance. The President made the call when he granted audience to the President of the Pan-African Parliament, Fortune Charumbira, at the State House in Nairobi, Kenya. The President of Kenya asked the Pan-African Parliament to play a role in the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area, immense opportunities for exponential economic growth through trade and investment. The implementation of the AfCFTA is in line with the African Union theme for 2023, and it is guiding the work of the Continental Parliament throughout this year. While underscoring the significance of the Pan-African Parliament within the African Union architecture, President Ruto urged the Parliament to amplify its voice on issues of interest to the continent. The Kenyan leader called on the Pan-African Parliament to encourage adherence to democratic principles across the continent, underpinned by free, fair, and credible elections. Commending Kenya for holding free and fair elections, the President of the Pan-African Parliament, Fortune Charumbira, briefed President Ruto on the Continental Parliament's programs as well as progress made by its leadership to renew, re-energize, and reinvigorate the institution. He also sought President Ruto's intervention in ensuring that the Parliament is allocated adequate resources to achieve its mandate. When we return, federal government confirms no life of Nigerian citizen has been lost in Sudan. Details of this and more shortly.
NTA Parliament is a dedicated 24-hour channel that broadcasts activities of the Nigerian Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Population and housing census. Everybody get ready, well.
From the 3rd of May to 7th of May 2023,
the National Population Commission will be conducting a comprehensive population and housing census to generate reliable, sustainable, and up-to-date data needed for policy formulation, security, national planning, and development.
Population and housing census, it will make life better, eh? Because now him our government to give the use.
National Population and Housing Census 2023. It's your civic responsibility. Please support it. The 2023 Population and Housing Census is being conducted by the National Population Commission.
Personal Digital Assistants
PDAs will be deployed countrywide for the census exercise. Nigeria's 2023 Population and Housing Census. You count. Be counted.
Welcome back. You are on to Parliamentary News. 6 newly appointed permanent secretaries have been sworn in to fill existing vacancies in the Federal Civil Service. The swearing-in ceremony performed by President Muhammadu Buhari preceded the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
The new permanent secretaries emerged from a rigorous eligibility test conducted for directors in the Federal Civil Service. It comprised a written examination, ICT competency exercise, as well as an interactive session with various stakeholders in the public and private sectors of the nation's economy. The new appointees represent states where vacancies existed. They are Mahmoud Adam Kambari from Borno State, Eswambana Nko Asanye Cross River State, and Ambassador Adamu Ibrahim Lamwa, Gombe State. Others are Yakubu Adam Kofarmata, Kano State, Olufemi Markel Oloruntola, Ogun State, and Filangwa Richard, Taraba State. The swearing-in ceremony, witnessed by spouses and other family members of the new appointees, was devoid of presidential address. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemi Eshong, however, speaks on the expectations of government from the new appointees.
It's expected that they will bring their best into the office. It's also expected that they will be diligent, hardworking, and that integrity will be their watchword. I pray that God will give them the grace to do all this.
The permanent secretary, spoken to by NTA News, thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for the confidence reposed in them and promised to discharge their responsibilities conscientiously and with high sense of responsibility and patriotism.
So we are at the time of transition, and we will make sure that we consolidate on the current government achievements and also buy into the incoming government agenda to assist them to deliver their policies and programs.
And this is a huge responsibility vested in us with all the trust and confidence reposed in us. And we pledge and we're going to deliver, inshallah.
And it's a new dawn. God willing, we will give the very best to Nigeria and Nigerians.
We are going to work hard so that all sectors, wherever one is posted to, we will be able to assist Nigeria to jump back to the position which we came to here as children.
No doubt it's a Herculean task. Having come through the ranks in the Federal Civil Service to this point, by the grace of God, I will discharge my duties without fear or favor.
I honestly look forward to being able to contribute my best to the development of the nation at a higher level. It's a call to service.
As chief administrative as well as accounting officers of the ministries they are assigned to, permanent secretaries are responsible for the efficient, effective, and economical management of such organizations. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And the federal government has confirmed that no life of a Nigerian citizen has been lost in the ongoing violent conflict in Sudan. Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema and the Minister of State in that, Beru Dada, who announced this after the meeting of the Federal Executive Council, said evaluation of those stranded has commenced in earnest. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
Since the violent conflict between the Sudanese military and the Rapid Support Forces broke out on April 15 this year, there has been serious concern regarding the safety and security of Nigerians in that country. Those fears have now been allayed as the federal government says it has taken necessary steps towards ensuring that all the nation's citizens are evacuated safely. Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyema said $1.2 million has already been paid for the exercise being coordinated by the National Emergency Management Agency.
We've been able to overcome a number of challenges and have started the process, which we're very happy about. We've secured a significant number of luxurious buses, and it'll take maybe a couple of days to evacuate everybody to the Egyptian border, Aswan. The Director General of NEMA is there, and they are now going to take over with regards to getting them back to Nigeria.
The good news is that no Nigerian life has been lost so far. I think it's important to stress that all Nigerians are very safe, and we are very confident and very hopeful that we shall not lose any Nigerian life, inshallah, in this exercise. We've talked to all the authorities concerned, and we're on the same page. Let me also add that some Nigerians have actually been evacuated by ship to Jeddah in particular by the government of Saudi Arabia, from where, of course, again, we'll link up and find a way of bringing them back.
Meanwhile, several memoranda from ministries, departments and agencies have been approved by the Federal Executive Council towards enhancing national growth and development. One of them is for the construction of corporate headquarters of the Ministry of Agriculture.
FCT allocated a plot to us in the cadastral zone, which is about 1.84 hectares, really at a very strategic central area for the construction of a 10-story building, which we will call Agriculture House.
The Federal Minister of Education presented a memo for approval for the revised estimated total cost of contract for the completion of the construction of National Library of Nigeria Headquarters Building Complex in Abuja. The revised total estimated cost is 32.4 billion.
In the council today, we had 3 memoranda, and one of which was bilateral air service agreement with South Africa, which has been approved. The second memorandum was for procurement, installation and commission of Quadrac voice and data stroke radar signals recording solutions in 9 airports. Then the third and the last memorandum was approval for the award of contract for the supply and installation of additional 5 units of East Mage liquid explosive detector machines for 5 airports.
The minister had a speaker who announced that about 1.9 billion naira will be expended on the 2 projects, once again confirmed that the national carrier, Nigeria Air, will hit the skies before the end of the Buhari presidency. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And on to other matters. It is the tradition in civilized societies for disputes to be settled through dialogue and negotiations rather than self-help. This is not far-fetched, as such societies are guided by laws. Recent incidents of mob attacks and jungle justice being meted out to suspects have left many wondering why the value and regard for human life have seemingly dropped in the society. Olabode Arewa examines this trend and tells us more.
The attack usually starts as mere accusation against someone that he steals something or harmed somebody. Thereafter, other people join in the accusation with beatings, stonings, or even lynching. All these are done without the person being accused given the opportunity to defend himself. This, no doubt, is a denial of the accused person's fundamental right to fair hearing. The above scenario depicts a typical scene of jungle justice meted out against a suspect, an increasing incident in Nigeria today. This April, there was a report of the mob lynching of 35-year-old Timtopo Olorunfemi in Akure, Ondo State, on accusations that he killed 4 persons with his car. There was another reported case of jungle justice meted out on a young man at OAU Ile-Ife who was accused of stealing the handsets, while more than 391 incidences of killings through jungle justice have been reported since 2019. Section 33 of the 1999 Constitution says that no one shall be deprived of the right to life, except in very few instances.
Our laws are clear on jungle justice. Every person has the right to life, and nobody shall be deprived of their lives, except by virtue of the judgment of a court to that effect for an offense or a crime they have committed. Section 36 of Section 5 of the Constitution also provides that any person who is accused of an offense is presumed innocent in the eyes of the law until such person is charged to court, given an opportunity to defend himself, and is proven guilty of that offense.
Experts in legal matters posit that even then, such a person accused of a crime must be given the right to defend himself.
To curb jungle justice, we need to educate our people, to bring people at back. But for whatever reason, if somebody steals something and you are even caught red-handed, the right thing to do is to ask questions and take the person to the police station.
Experts warn the law enforcement agencies to step in and stem the tide of jungle justice before the lawlessness causes more civil unrest with consequences. Olaboderewa, NTA News.
The sudden demise of the member-elect of Jalingo Yoro Zing Federal Constituency, Ismaila Yushau Mehanchi, has thrown the entire Taraba state into mourning. The body of the member-elect who passed on in Abuja was committed to Mother Earth in Jalingo, the Taraba state capital. Bem Hanya was at the burial and sent in this report.
Thousands of mourners within and outside Taraba State accompanying the remains of the House of Representatives member-elect Ismaila Mehanchi to the Jakadafari burial ground, Jalingo, after prayers were offered at the palace of the Emir of Muri, Alhaji Abbas Njida Tafida. Quoting the verse in the Holy Quran where Almighty Allah says, "Every soul must taste death," an Islamic preacher reminded all Muslims to be prepared at all times as no one knows when they would die. Some friends of the deceased described his death as a great loss to the state.
He was so humble, so passionate, so energetic, so generous. And all we are saying, all we are asking, all we are praying is for him to grant him the
Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku was among the mourners who paid condolence visit to the family. Born on October 22, 1986, Mehanchi, a politician, businessman and philanthropist, had served as special advisor to the Taraba State Governor, Darius Ishaku, and also as State Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Taraba State. He was married and blessed with a son. In Jalingo, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
On that note, we conclude Parliamentary news at this time. Do follow us on our social media handles scrolling on your screen. My name is Vivian Idekwefo. Many thanks for watching.